Hi guys, welcome back to Alamat Short Stories, where we narrate short stories submitted or researched by our team to share with you all. Let's start this off with a terrifying personal experience by Trod 1990. This tale is called My Old House. This all started in summer of 1984 when I moved from a townhouse to a bungalow-style home with a finished basement. There were 5 bedrooms, 3 in the main floor, and 2 in the basement. There is also a separate laundry room in the basement which houses not only the washer or dryer but also a freezer, a water heater, etc. So the basement is actually pretty big. There are a couple of windows in the laundry room, but since we had moved in, they were always locked and as far as I know, they were never opened. That summer, my paternal grandfather died in the Philippines from cancer. Timing wasn't that great because we were slated to move in and around this time. In any event, less than a month of living in the house, I had my first paranormal experience. We are 5 of us in my family, 2 parents and 3 boys. I was in my room on the main floor to go to sleep. I actually left the door open about halfway and the hallway light was on. So there was some light coming into my room. I literally just jumped into bed and put the blanket on me and closed my eyes for a second. When I opened them up again, there was a black silhouette figure just standing almost beside me. I couldn't see any features, just a black figure. I noticed that this figure was wearing a hospital gown and had a name tag shape off the wrist. I think he died in the hospital. I realized this must have been my grandfather coming to say goodbye. I was paralyzed with fear, but not paralyzed enough to grab the blanket and cover myself completely. I waited a few minutes and slowly pulled the blanket down and saw the figure walking up and away and sort of shrinking towards the door. I never told anyone this for a year and just kept this to myself. This house was creepy at times. I'd be up by myself watching TV in the basement, and let's say it's around 1 a.m. and I know everyone is sleeping. Then I would hear someone pacing back and forth on the main floor. So I'd run up and check to see who was up. But no one would be in the hallway. Everyone upstairs was asleep. Another time, all of us were in the basement watching TV. A commercial comes on and someone was using the bathroom in the basement, so my brother goes upstairs to use the one in the main floor. He comes back several minutes later and asks why I was sitting on my bed in the dark. I told him that I never left the basement and no one else went upstairs after him. Another time, after school, I got home and had to use the washroom really badly. No one was home but me, so I made a beeline to the basement washroom, which is closest to the entrance. As I was walking to the laundry room, which I have to pass to get to the bathroom, the laundry door room was opened a little bit, and I noticed a black figure just standing there. I took the fastest number 1 known to mankind at the time and ran upstairs and stayed there until someone else came home. Another time, me and my brothers and my older brother's girlfriend were the only ones home, hanging out in the basement during the evening. At this point, I had switched to a room in the basement. We were talking about my brother's girlfriend, who was facing my room. She got freaked out, as she said she saw a face peer out at us from my room. I got creeped out and muttered why the experiences were in my room all the time. A good buddy of mine to this day came over to my house and my mom was the only one home. She told him I would be home soon and to wait in the basement. For some odd reason, he went to the laundry room. My mom would hang clothes and blankets to dry in the laundry room, which saved on the electric bill. Anyway, there was a blanket drying. As I stated before, the windows were always closed. My friend said the blanket started to move on its own, swaying back and forth. This freaked him out so much that he left, He never told me what happened until at least 5 years or so ago. My brother and uncle, who came to live with us, also had the same stories as me, that when they were home alone, they'd hear someone walking back and forth upstairs. Eventually, we moved out in 1990, but I found out some things years later that my mom kept from us. Apparently, a previous owner, an older female, had died in the house. During our first week in moving in, some stuff already happened. My little brother took one of the rooms in the main floor. He had a lot of toys, and the toys were organized neatly. He went into this room one day and his toys were in disarray. One summer, we were all getting ready for my aunt's wedding, and my maternal grandmother asked whose white friend was in the house. There were no white people in the house. We are all Filipino. My mom claimed to have seen a lady sitting or standing on the stairs crying. It was really so creepy. Even now, I can recall one time during the day I was watching TV in the basement, and all of a sudden, I saw this mist-like thing just appear on the ceiling. Sort of like a fog, I guess. But I was like, what the hell was that? Even the friends I made told me about the house. They said that years before we moved in, there was an old couple with a little girl. Neighbors found them creepy and avoided walking near the house. I'm assuming the old lady was the other half of the old couple. So these things happened enough times that I didn't get freaked out anymore and just sort of accepted it for what it was. But I, for one, am a believer that there is another existence beyond our realm. What do you guys think of this week's short story? Do you have your own personal experiences living in an old house? If you do, please share them down below in the comment section. If you guys have stories you would want me to narrate, send them over at mralamatph@gmail.com. Salamat guys, and see you in the next one.